So, can you tell me how you think the game's going to be tonight from Pirates' point of view?
Yeah, hopefully it's going to be close. They had a good result last night, although they lost. It was still a lot closer than they've been to Solihull in the past. So hopefully it'll be close. And of course they beat Telford last time they were down here, I think, or one of the times this season. So yeah, as long as it's close and entertaining, I think that's all we can hope for this season, and then next season maybe a winning team.
Sorry, are you hoping for a physical game tonight?
Yeah, as long as they compete. I mean, it doesn't have to be fighting and all blood and guts and what have you, but as long as they compete and don't make it too easy for the opposition.
Your predictions on tonight's game then?
I think a draw. I think we can get a draw tonight. 9-9.
You're probably one of the most physical supporters I've ever seen down here at the Ice Arena. What do you think is going to happen in tonight's game? Are you going to be jumping off your seat?
I hope so, because it's Telford and it's always a challenge against Telford, and if we can repeat what we've done in November, then it's going to be an exciting game. I think we could do it, yes.
Telford are icing 3 former Pirates, but Sean McFadden's back on the Pirates squad tonight. Do you think this is going to uneven out the game, make the game more uneven?
I think it'll make it even game as long as Sean can stay in the game. That's the thing. He's always he's stronger in defence. He should never have left Pirates. We need him. We need that type of physical player in this team, and it's disappointing that he's been missed us for the last 2.5 months.
A lot of people, sorry to cut you off, a lot of people think that because of Telford having 3 ex-Pirates it's going to be a physical game. There's going to be a lot of tempers that are going to be flared in tonight's game. Are you hoping for a physical game?
No, I never like to watch too physical hockey. I like to see the puck moving quickly, and I like to see the body going in and doing quite well. But the physical side of roughing and everything is too niggly and not very nice for the sport.
Sean McFadden's back in Peterborough. How did that decision come about?
Well, the impression I got, I don't think Sean really ever wanted to leave, but he has to rely on hockey for his salary, and he has to earn a living. And I think he said when he first went back to Telford that he had to guarantee an income, and that's why he went. I think if we could have had some security here for him and we had been able to guarantee his wages, he would never have gone in the first place. And I also believe he's taken a pay cut to come back. So all credit to Sean.
I've got a lot of people telling me this evening it's going to be a very physical game. Do you think it will be?
I think it's going to be a tough game. I don't think it's going to be physical. I think it's just everybody's got to work hard. I think the last time we were here we took it a bit easy, but I think tonight we've got to make sure that we're ready for them.
Telford are icing 3 former Pirates. Do you think this will influence the game at all?
I think it'll be good, against the other teammates there. There'll be a bit friendly rivalry, and once you're out there, it's just a different ball game altogether. You just got to get on with your job, and that's part of the game.
I feel there's going to be a very noisy crowd in tonight's game.
Yeah, it usually is. It's nice to see that the crowd's up a little bit, I think, from last home game. So.
Do you think it'll be a close game tonight? I've spoken to quite a few people, and a lot of them think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, if we can stay disciplined in our end, pick up the point men especially. They've got Pallister and Flanagan out there now, and we can both shoot. Like I said earlier, that's the man. That's just what I was saying there, Claude Dumas. You've got to pick him up in front of the net. All you've got to do is tie him up, keep hold of his stick. There he is again, loose. That's McFadden's man.
And that's a goal within 34 seconds of play there. That's probably one of the quickest goals I've seen this season from an opposing team.
As I just said, Sarah, the only way we've got a chance in these games at the moment is if we play disciplined defence in our end. Every man has to be picked up. I was commenting on the point man at the time, but I was also trying to say, if you don't pick Claude Dumas up, he's going to bury the puck. He doesn't have to have time. He's just one-timers are straight in the net. You can't leave it to the goalie when it's down to Dumas.
Quite a crucial penalty for Pirates, being this close to the goal, the opposing goal.
Yeah, these are their chances. We've got McFadden on the point. He can shoot the puck. Cassian, Darren, John, they're all capable of scoring. But we've got 2 minutes here to capitalise on this, and got to keep possession and take the chance. There's that man again.
Well, that's 2 minutes and a half, 2 goals scored to Telford there.
Yeah, Claude Dumas again. I felt Andy Port really, that's one time when a coach can honestly say that he doesn't mind a little bit of, over the top physical presence. He's not going to be able to stay with that man. He's got to pull him down.
Goal.
That's a great goal. It's AJ Kellum. He's got a great wrist shot, and he proved that just then. Went wide. Actually, I think Dave Singleton might have been screened on that, because he did see it coming, but he made the. I feel as though we've got to release the puck a little bit quicker as well. You know, we're hanging on to the puck a little bit more. We've got to be snappier with the passes. Release the puck quick, give and go. There's that man again on the break.
Thomas going up
He'll
the
have
ice
a job to catch him. Good goal.
Hat-trick there for Claude
Yeah,
Dumas.
that's a first period hat-trick. I mean, all credit to Dave Singleton. He did the right thing. But Dumas is a clever player. He makes the goal. He forces the goalie to make the move first. Dave was on his way down before he even shot the puck, you know, so... As you can see, it's gone a little bit quiet on the bench now, so this is where we lack the leadership. We need a leader out there to get the boys up. I know it's 5 goals. It's not out of our hands yet, but it's, you know, it's slipping away from us, and we've got to tighten up. We've got to... Here we go. Maybe
Good
Kevin
bit
can
of
get
play
some...
there.
Yeah, it was a great play from out of our end. Smart play, but unfortunately not enough time. Yeah, a bit disappointed, obviously, with the period. No one wants to see the boys 5-0 down, but... You know, we've got to be more disciplined in our end. Dumas, keep saying it, it's got to be picked up. This is where we've got to get ourselves going. We're a little bit slow on the
Missed
forecheck.
opportunity, but he got the puck down the other
definitely.
end.
We should, you know, I mean, with all due respect, Tim should have, you know, he was away there. He should have picked up a little bit of speed, got into gear a bit. Got to the centre line and dumped it in, but as we've said, that was scored again. So.
Almost 2 minutes into the second period, and Telford Tigers have scored their 6th goal of the evening.
It's sad, but you know, because the boys are showing signs of they're folding up the tent already, and we can't do that.
It looks like Kevin King's been given the job of marking Dumas right at this moment.
You know, like I said earlier in the first period, that should have been Kevin's job. Either him or Johnny Cotton, you know. Whenever Dumas is on the ice, look, as you can see, he's just following him like a shadow, and that's what he's got to do. He doesn't have to get involved with him, doesn't have to, you know, try and rough him up or anything. Just got to stay with him, keep his eye on him, fill that slot up, and don't give him the chance. Now you see they've opened us up. It's Galloway with a shot, and there's another goal. Well,
not a lot can be said for that, really.
Well, Kevin had his man, but you know, again, Dumas
let him out of his sight.
He's like a slip, you know. He's like a fox. He's so sly and crafty, you know. When I say you've got in front of the net, you've got to have him tied up. You've got to be holding on to him. Take a penalty every time if you have to. But
going on in our side.
No, again we're still a little bit lack a little bit of discipline positionally, but the thing is now everyone wants to get on the score sheet. We're all crashing to the net.
It's quite difficult to
and we're leaving the men open. See, as you can see, the Telford are quick on the break. We're caught in a 2-on-1. And there's a goal. Purely because that started down in the Telford end. You know, we had 4 players crash to the net to try and put the puck in. Where really, I mean, we've got enough talent out there in John Cotton, Darren Cotton, to leave in front of the net. And the other guys, you know, that third man, stay high with the defence, stop us getting caught on the break. And unfortunately there, at the centre line, we were caught on a 2-on-1, and Ramsey Ali capitalised on it. Good goal.
I don't think, I think some of it may be down to the supporters not actually giving a lot of support tonight. You know, a lot of them just sitting there watching the game. There's
another one. That probably was one of the best goals of the game, actually. Ramsey Ali, you know, beating off the defenceman, pads there, and put it in with the backhand up in the top shelf. And from the angle he was at, it was a great goal.
It seems like a training session for them.
Yeah, it does now. In fact, they're getting cocky about it. You can see down on their bench, they're all laughing and joking, and looks like they've made a change there. Dean Russell Samway's going in goal.
Pace seems to have picked up a bit.
We've got it. He's got to go in. You've got to go him. You know, you've got to get in his face. We've got the penalty.
Is that good? Unsettling Telford, do you say, at this point in the game,
see,
or
I
is
mean,
it?
we picked up a penalty there for a slash. I mean, really, Andy, he turned to go for the player. He said, "Come on, then, drop your gloves, let's go," and he should have gone. You know, I know Mike Flanagan's a lot bigger than him, but he's got to. If you're going to turn and square up to a player, you've got to drop the gloves and go. And we could have drew a penalty there. Well, he's picked up Carl Galloway for unsportsmanlike conduct. Unfortunately, we ain't got a replay action, so.
So it's a good position for Pirates right now.
Yeah, we're 5 on 4. Obviously, we're 5 on 4 because there was a coincidental penalty. I don't think the players are really thinking about this. Kevin King should score. Unlucky. Good save, actually. The goalie read it well, stacked his pads. He was prepared for Kevin King to go up top. He had his pads stacked up, ready for the high.
It was a good save, but that's usually the kind of goal that does go
Kevin
in.
Probably didn't get the lumber on it he wanted, and it didn't go up top. There's another one. As I say, I do feel you know, the pulling of Dave Singleton was a bit premature, but then Elwin's down there. He's got a job to do, and he's got to do it to the best of his ability.
So the deadline, does this mean that the team cannot bring in any new players?
That's right. I mean, the deadline was extended anyway by a month to the 31st of January, and they've got to draw the line somewhere, and they're not going to get anything of class material from North America because their deadline was on January the 10th, so players in North America can't move, you know. So now they've got to, you know, well, up until the 31st, they had to pick up players that were out of contract or still hadn't picked up a team. And with all due respect, you're not going to get a player of great quality, are you?
Okay, well, Tony, I'll join you in the third period. Final score in the second period is 13-0 to the Telford Tigers. So we're joining the third period now of Telford Tigers and Peterborough Pirates. Score 13-0. We seem to be playing quite a bit better. We seem to have picked up and
that's right.
showed that the game's not over.
Like I said back in the first period, you know, just hope the boys don't fold up tent, and they haven't done yet. So
if we're going down, we're not going down without a fight.
No. Well, we never do, you know. We always give 100%. But unfortunately, 100% doesn't always win your games, you know. You've got to be smart on your plays. Good goal.
Good goal.
You know, they say everything from the points to goalies, but unfortunately Dean Russell-Samways was, I feel as though he might have been screened there. Badsy might have screened him.
Oh dear, bit of a scuffle here between Carl Galloway and who?
Yeah, and there's Pallister jumping in, so it should be interesting to see who
Quite a
stays
few
in there.
people in there.
Nothing much happening. There's a punch thrown. That's young Joel Pickering throwing a punch, but be interesting to see if the referees manage to pick it up. Oh yeah, everyone. That's the thing to do. You know, when there's trouble start, 5 guys have got to get in the faces, and that's going to be hard for the referee to call the shots. But I'm sure he's going to. Carl Galloway's going to be sitting, and so is Joel Pickering.
I seem to have missed the start of that. Don't quite understand what that was all about.
It's just something's happened on the ice, you know, with Joel Pickering and Carl Galloway, and it's carried on as they've left the ice, and Carl came over to the bench to try and have the final word, and
that's not a good thing to do, though, isn't it?
I mean,
that won't go in his favour.
Especially with the C on his shirt, but he knows he can afford to take a penalty, and he's sticking up for himself there, so he's not going to take any rubbish off of these. And Joel Pickering's not the sort of boy to just let it lie. He's not going to sort of player to let Carl Galloway have the final word, so he'll wind him up.
Kyle seems to have a nosebleed down there, so...
Oh yeah, there was a lot of face rubbing. I don't think there was any punches thrown. There was one there from Joel, but I don't think it really connected. And there was a lot of face rubbing. I mean, that's that gets the players back up as well. You know, you'll get huddled into a huddle there, and players start rubbing each other's faces with their gloves. Just, you know, it does get a bit sore after a while. But the boys did the right thing. Everyone jumped in there, despite Pallister being on the ice. I did notice that no one picked up Pallister, which is a wise thing to do.
Well, he's not calling anyone on that one.
No,
Had a
good call. Yeah, that's right. No, like I say, no punches were thrown, just a bit of face rubbing, no gloves were dropped, a bit of verbal, get on with the game. It's not proving anything by making the boys sit. No harm done, keeps the game flowing. A sloppy play there, trying to get out of our zone, but that's the way it's been tonight.
It's not been the greatest play that I've seen, I must say. Nevertheless, there's been a fair bit of action in the game.
You know, I'll be fair and say there's been a lot of sloppy play. Mainly, I mean, the game, the defensive zone coverage has cost us the game. Simple as that. Got to get back, Britzy.
It's obviously going to be another goal.
Yeah.
Very clever goal, that.
I don't think I've ever seen him miss a one-on-one situation with the goalie. He just turns them inside out. You can't blame Craig Britton for that. I mean, he went for the shot. You've got to go for anything there. You've got to take your chances. He went for the big cannon. His unfortunately stick broke and we got caught. There's Telford on the break again. We're caught on a 2-on-1. Andy
There's
Port.
Sean going in. There's Sean. I think he needed that. Sean wanted to get rid of all that tension. He feels that he's got to sooner or later.
Sean has to get it out of his system. I said earlier, it wouldn't surprise me at all if these two drop the gloves and go toe-to-toe. Yeah. And I'm sure if Phil can get his fist released from Sean's shirt, he's going to throw one or two as well.
I think the referee also is letting them get on with it for the moment because he understands.
That looks like it's all over now.
Should be taking this opportunity to be looking at themselves, you know, perhaps huddling and trying to work something out. That rivalry that's been happening for a long time between Phil Butler and Sean McFadden?
Well, I don't know about Phil Butler, but there was an article in the paper this week, a comment from McFadden saying that he was more than pleased to get away to Telford and get back here because he was saying that a lot of the Telford players are prima donnas and on an ego trip, and he even singled out Mike Spear, Mark Pallister and one or two others, and it's gone in the press, and from what I heard, someone faxed it over to Mark Pallister and he came in the building tonight pretty fired up, ready for a game. Yeah, that's rumour, it's only what I heard.
They're sending Sean off.
Yeah, I think he's, while I've been talking there, I think he's picked up game misconduct. Well, that looks like it.
Very disappointing game.
Oh yeah.
16-0. I think there's going to be some beer drunk tonight in the bar.
Not so sure. I'm more concerned about the supporters really. You know, it's them I feel for. You know, it's been a month now. We've had a new organisation, and I don't feel as though the work's been done to get the right men in. No. You know, it's. I know there's always next season, and it is a 5-year plan they're putting together, but we really owe it to the supporters to have brought some imports in, some quality imports, and maybe one or two good quality English players. I know it's hard, it's easier said than done. You know, it's easy for us to stand here and say it, but we really should have done that. And I do feel as though we could have done it, brought the players in.
Still quite a lot of supporters wanting to come up to the net to wish their players well.
Oh, most definitely, as
condolences.
I say, these are die-hard supporters, and they'll be here next week.
Any explanation at all, or?
There's a lot of disappointed players in the change room. I mean, all I can say is we got some new players in. We thought we were going to be able to do a job tonight. Basically, nothing went right. A lot of basic mistakes, a lot of simple things that we should have put right and didn't do, and they just outplayed us. And all I can say is Claude Dumas, whatever we did with the guy, we couldn't stop him. There was nothing we could possibly do. At one point, Kevin King went out to do man-to-man marking. He was basically hanging off his back for about 2 minutes, and still he scored.
Disappointing game for the Pirates. Do you think it was destined to go like that?
No, I was quite optimistic tonight. I actually came here with a bit of hope, thinking, Telford, we can turn them over, you know. Especially with the result last night, you know, 9-5 away at Solihull is a good result by our standards. And I thought, Telford, we've beaten them here once this season. We've got probably a better side now. I thought we could really turn them over. A bit disappointed.
I thought having Sean McFadden back on side might make the score a little bit closer, but it didn't.
No, Sean's a solid D player. I don't know what was missing tonight, but that wasn't the same team that we played last week against Swindon. I mean, the heads weren't in it tonight at all. I don't know what it was.
Telford played a good game tonight. Do you think the Pirates could have played any better, or, I mean, they gave it all?
Yeah, they certainly gave it their all. I'm sure if you're a Telford supporter, you thought they had a good game. I think Mr. Dumas did a lot of damage, and you know, we should have tied him up a bit more, but it's not always easy to do. There's a lot of Canadian teams that can't tie our Mr. Dumas up, let alone a British team trying to tie him up. Sorry to put the emphasis on the British, because that's what we are. You know, week in and week out, we're going out and we're trying to do our bit against heavily laden import teams. I don't care whether they call themselves imports or not. They are not British. And I'm for one, I believe we should have a British game. I don't think we should deny the Canadians the opportunity to come over here, but I don't think we want to see teams that are so heavily laden that we can no longer call it a British game.